Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Super Ninja Austin here again. Like 6 hours later, I suppose. And man, this was a put out together show of AEW Dynamite. Like it may not be the greatest Dynamite, but it was still a show that you will never forget. Because we're gonna start off with the Dynamite Diamond Ring match. But before we get to that, there was a backstage interview with the current Dynamite Diamond Ring holder and the AEW World Champion, MJF, and MJF like with his Ring of Honor World Championship. And let's start off when we recapping it. Let's go to. This is where he called, and he's like he called and this is where Adam Cole calls MJF and see what he's doing and wishing him good luck onto his match against Juice Robinson tonight's Dynamite Diamond Ring match, and MJF was like, "You finally escaped that psycho's Roderick Strong's house to finally get your surgery," and he's like, "Yep, I'm getting there, and I'm starting to feel much better than before." And then this is where Roderick Strong was like, "Adam," like he usually do, like that yell, that shout, like the shouting call that he always does every time when Roderick Strong calls Adam Cole, and then this is where he came in right with the wheelchair. This is where this is my nephew's cousins. Hey, nice to see you. Anyways, yeah, say hello from the camera. Hello. Yeah. These are my nephews, I guess you could say. Well, even though they're on his mom's side, but they're still like nephews to me. Trey, you got me doing. You already know about Trey. You can't wear that right now. Okay, Kaizen, that's enough. But anyway, this is where Roderick Strong came.
Hello.
Roderick Strong called.
Hello, YouTube.
Yeah, say hello to YouTube real fast.
Hello.
Hello, YouTube. Okay, that's enough, Trey. Excuse me, Cotton. Anyways.
Don't mind me.
Oh, okay. No swing. Anyways, excuse me. This is where Roderick Strong asked Adam Cole, I'm your real best friend. I'm not like that scumbag.
I'm the best friend.
Okay, and Mr. Echo Master. Anyways, this is where Roderick Strong was telling Adam Cole he was like Adam Cole, you're my best friend and not that scumbag MJF. Like he's just using you just to keep his AEW World Championship. And then he's like, "I'll take pity on you, Adam, and I will help you out." That's where he asked. This is where he told MJF, Roderick Strong, "I take pity on you, and I want to help you against the Bullet Club Gold tonight." And this is where MJF's like, "Really? You really do that? Like you really will help me go out there to thank you so much." And this is where he shoves Roderick Strong right off the wheelbarrow. And then, not wheelbarrow. That's it, wheelbarrow. I mean, wheelchair, obviously. He pushed him right to the wheelchair, pushed him out of the camera way. Okay, Kaizen. Luckily, no one can see that. Okay, this is where MJF. This is where he pushed. This is where he pushed Roderick Strong out of this is where he pushed Roderick Strong right out of the stage of the studio, the interview studio. That's what it was, interview studio. And then this is where MJF was like, "Jay White, tonight after I beat your He's like, after I beat your best friend, talentless Tank Juice Robinson, I'm going after you and take my Triple B strap championship back. I wish as much as I can do. How about afterwards, after I do my video? And then what else MJF says? He says right here. There you go. Now I'm gonna send you a message in blood. That's what he said. He's gonna send him a message in blood, and now I'm gonna take my Triple B strap. And then you tried to send me a message a couple of weeks ago, and how you want to put my you're gonna try to make me feel small, make me feel less important. Like that's fine. But I got a bullet I got a bullet with your name on it at Philadelphia. Zachary Khan. Captain Hamburglar. That's Super Ninja Austin to you, Zachary Khan. Get it right. And tell your Uncle Tony Khan I said hi. Okay, I'm just kidding. But yeah, thanks for that compliment of calling me Captain Hamburger. Even though I'm clearly myself, Super Ninja Austin. But anyways, this is where MJF said, I got a bullet that's your name, having your name right on it. And this is where he said, and that's gonna be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania tonight. Like, I am not going to miss when I hit that straight bullet right onto you. Really? Thank you so much, Zachary Khan. Yeah, appreciate that. Tell your Uncle Tony Khan that I want to be all elite, or Super Ninja Austin wants to be all elite, which is me, of course, obviously.
No, that's me. I'm his son.
Son, this is Super Ninja Austin's nephew Kaizen. This is his other nephew Issei right here in the right here in the right, and in the middle is my nephew you already know about, which is Atreyu, of course. But yeah, we're gonna start off with this. But we're going to start off with this Dynamite Diamond Ring Battle Royal. Not Battle Royal. That already happened last week. That's why Juice Robinson's here. But thank you for telling Tony Khan that, Mr. Zachary Khan. But we're going to start off with the Star of the Earth taking on the Rock Hard Juice Robinson. This is where MJF This is where MJF was fighting him. This is where he took him out in the ring. This is where he throws him over Barry Barricade right through the tables on that left side corner of the ringside area. This is where the Salt of the Earth also grabbed the right side where the tables are at. My bad, but this is where he grabbed a drink of water off the other side where the secondary commentators usually be, or the timekeeper are at. Yeah, he grabbed the drink of water. He spat it on the Juice Robinson's face, probably trying to wake him up and make him sober again. This is where, because he looks like a drunken hillbilly. This is where what else? The MJF went right on, stepped right back, like at least 15 feet away from the. 15 feet away from the Juice Robinson, and then this is where he did a big boot right over him, over to the barricade. Okay, that's enough, Kaizen. They get your point. But anyways, this is where he boots Juice Robinson right over the barricade, like I said. This is where he got him back into the ringside area. He hits a slingshot right onto. He slingshot Juice Robinson right into the bottom right corner of the ring post. This is where he flips over and hits face first, busting him open in the process. Something similar from back in 2005. Really, you did? But anyway, folks, this is where it was similar to Batista against Triple H, that match at WrestleMania 21. This is he hits him face first so hard. This is where, to the point that he was leaking, and then this is where he Irish whips He switched him right to the top left corner, I believe. Top left corner of Barry the Barricade, former Barry Barricade. This is where he started rubbing his face in a bloody mess right onto Simba the Steel Steps. He starts stomping onto his head. And then this is where MJF walks off. This is where the Guns try to distract MJF, but he scattered them off. He's like, "What are you doing here? You want a piece of me just like your second leader, Juice here?" And then this is where they say no thank you, both Austin and Colton Gunn. And then this is where they step back. This is where it was the perfect distraction because this is where Juice Robinson came in, hurls MJF right into Simba the Steel Steps, like midsection and face first, landing onto the hard metal structure, which is probably the third hardest part of the ringside area, of course. It's where Juice Robinson was slowly but surely bringing him back in the ring, right onto the apron. This is where he tried to DDTs him, which he barely connected with the maneuver.
Hey,
so, just boom, DDT'd him.
He's nuts.
Got him. But anyways, this is where Juice Robinson started choking MJF when the referee wasn't looking. He was distracted with the Guns. When the referee was distracted with the Guns were saying hey, look at us, blah blah blah, whatever. For some reason, this is where Juice Robinson took advantage, grabbed MJF's own scarf and started strangling with it, spinning around. I was like, wow, even if you did strangle him with it, I doubt you got disqualified. As long as you don't whip him with the scarf, it doesn't matter. But anyways, this is where Juice Robinson also goes. This is where Juice Robinson got him right in the middle of the ring. Let's see what happens next. This is where he started trying to nail him with strikes, with his left hand, punching MJF, trying to get a beat down, trying to bring down the current AEW World Heavyweight Champion. This is where Juice Robinson was like, "Guns pointed up," and then Jay White finally came out. This is where Jay White was smiling, wiggling around his AEW World Championship, the double bead brass strap championship. He was like, "Oh, you're talking about this, MJF? You're talking about this, Mr. Devil?" And then he started waving around, saying, "You want this back? We'll see about that. If you could beat my boy Juice right here." And that's why he put it around his arms. This is where he did him the point, the gun point thing, dingamajig. With him, looked like he's shooting at him, but he's just metaphorically using it with his hands, And then this is where when Juice Robinson tried to do another move on MJF, this is where MJF gave him a taste of Robinson's own medicine and started strangling him with the scarf. And this is where Jay White tried to be a snitch and say, "Yo, referee, look behind you," when he was distracted by the Guns once again. And this is where the referee looks at him. He's like, this is where the referee saw it. It's like, "Oh my God, calm down, Maxwell. I know he got on your nerves from the past weeks, but you don't have to go this far." And MJF did not give no cares in the world because he still started choking him to death, "I'm gonna kill you, you son of a gun!" And then this is where MJF hits a body slam after he chokes him out with that. Everybody was cheering him on because that's their scumbag. This is where he hits him face first right on Tina the turnbuckle. This is where everybody was counting him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looking like a signature move that Mel Hardy would do, which that's clearly not a signature move. That's just a basic wrestling move when you're slamming your opponents into the ring object. But this is where he turns Juice Robinson around after hitting him face first right onto the top turnbuckle of the top right corner of Tina, the turnbuckle corner. This is where he started turning him around. This is where he started nailing him with punches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's where he twisted his neck. This is where he did the Tommy Dreamer and the Eddie Kingston maneuver and bite his opponent's head right onto the noggin, like ah. I was like, what's up with you New Yorkers? Like, y'all New Yorkers take this extreme wrestling too far, way too far. Like, and then this is where MJF licked the blood that was gushing off of Juice Robinson's head. That was immediately busted open from that slingshot flapjack that MJF pulled off, and I was like, that's very sickening. Even though he probably have every right of doing that, but that's not worth it. And this is where he also, right after he put his hands up like this, like if he was a kangaroo, hits the double kangaroo kick right onto Juice Robinson. This is where he also this is where he made Juice Robinson rolls out of the ring. This is where he started shaking the ropes like if he's Batista / Ultimate Warrior and Ultimate Warrior, Batista and Ultimate Warrior Montez Ford. That's who it was. He started shaking the ropes like then. This is where MJF tried to, I believe, go to his finishing move, but Juice Robinson picks him up. He hits the, what move was it? It was he ducked and he hit it's cartwheel sky kick like if it was Booker T. This is where he pins him, but he only got a 1-2 ooh. And then this is where Juice Robinson hits a striking forearm right onto to Juice Robinson did the MJF, but he just slapped him like if he did nothing to him. Like he hit him so hard to the point that that Gunther would even try to put Adam onto his MV list, even though it's technically not a chop, it's a plain slap into the face. And MJF was like, hey, you got to hit me harder than that. This is where Juice Robinson hit the hardest shot that he could possibly muster. Like, boom, striked him into the jaw. This is where MJF's like, nice try. Like, make sure you do it. Make you do it like this. Like, make sure you do it harder. Like, please hit me harder. And this is where he started breaking. And this is where Juice Robinson got pissed off. He started breaking MJF in the eyes. This was like, my eye. And I was like, let's hope he didn't do a crime encounter because clearly you do not indulge. Really? You're talking about a T-Rex dog right now? But anyways, don't mind him. He's just joking. But anyways, this is where Juice Robinson goes for he breaks him in the eye. This is where he tried to go for a running clothesline from running through the right side of the ropes. This is where MJF did a rolling duck right on time. This is where he tried to go for a big boot. But this is where MJF goes for a big boot. This is where he gets back for Samson. Anyways, where was I? This is where MJF goes running right onto Juice Robinson, poked him in the eye if he was Randy Orton. This is where MJF was like, oh, what else I need to do? This is where he tried to run and try to do a single clothesline maneuver like what his best friend him and Adam Cole would do.
Make sure your tree doesn't touch my very red Pokemon.
Okay. Brought to you by Rare Pokemon cards. Okay. From my nephew Kaizen. But anyway, this is where I try to run through the single clothesline, like him and Adam would do. This is where he tried to do so, execute the move. This is where Juice Robinson spat into MJF's eyes, so he wouldn't see what was next for him. This is where he hits a horseshoe elbow strike right onto MJF, right into the face. This is where he hits, try to go up turn to a power bomb, which he barely did. He had a fallout power bomb to be the exact, like Kane used to do in his days in the Ruthless Aggression era. But this is where he tried to go for a pin to MJF, but he only got a 1. He only got a 2. But he got a 2.99999.0.1 seconds from being 3. And then this is where Juice Robinson was laid down into the ground and out of frustration, saying like, what in the living hell can I do to get this Dynamite Diamond ring? And then this is where Juice Robinson was, Jay White was like, Juice, get up, like he's getting back up, like don't let him get up, like MJF's getting up right now. This is where Juice Robinson got up as soon as MJF got up, right to laying on the bottom right corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. This is where Juice Robinson tried to go for a splash, but MJF immediately hit him with an elbow strike to intercept his grasp. This is where he stands right on the mid ropes, hits a double foot stomp like if he was AEW Finn Balor. This is where he throws. This is where Juice Robinson tried to spear him out of the ring, but MJF moved right on, just in the nick of time. This is where he try to go for a springboard. This is where he knees Juice Robinson right to the face when he tries to spear him once again, which I'm not sure what's his deal of spearing. That's not even his signature, let alone his finishing move. But this is where MJF was like, I am better than you, and you know it. Well, he didn't really say that, but he was like, off with the head, when he looked like if he was the Undertaker. This is where he does a flipping springboard pile driver right onto Juice Robinson. But Juice Robinson flipped out of it. And then this is where he tried to clothesline MJF. But you know the statistic. Like, if it don't successfully execute the first time with the signature finishing move, it's gonna work. It's gonna be a guaranteed. It's gonna work the second time. And that's what it was, and that was the case in MJF's situation. This is where he ducks out of. But anyway, this is where he ducks out of Juice Robinson's clothesline, hits a suicide dive right onto the guns, both Colton and Austin Gunn, which looked like a double clothesline maneuver, like a double clothesline suicide dive. MJF was like, that takes care of him. Like 2 down and another 2 to go. And this is where Juice Robinson tried to do a sliding dive kick, but he trapped him into the apron, into the banner apron, like inside of it. This is where he started beating the living hell out of him when he trapped him in there. And MJF started breaking him in the eyes. He's like, I don't care if I'm disqualified. I get this championship advantage here, like, even if I do get disqualified. This is where he breaks him in the eyes. He was like, you want to play that game? I can play that game. And this is where MJF got back in the ring. This is where Juice Robinson intercepted, hits that leg-swinging DDT Seth Rollins used to do, and this time in 2014, and back in 2014, which he thought that was going to work because he thought he was Seth freaking Rollins. And then this is where whoever counted 1, whoever counted 2, but he kicks out at 2.8 seconds. And Juice Robinson, like, how can he do this? Like how can he, every single wrestler, like half of the wrestlers hardly kicks out of that maneuver. Like, so how did he kick out of it so easily? And this is where Juice Robinson, and then this is where what's his name? Juice Robinson got the fake Dynamite diamond ring on his finger, and then which he got from TJ Maxx, of course. This is where MJF pulled out the real Dynamite diamond ring. He was like, he don't know if I have the real one right here, looking like a modern day William Regal. And this is where Juice Robinson tried to knock him out with that cheap knockoff Dynamite diamond ring. MJF ducked right on the time. When the referee was distracted with the guns, MJF nailed him right into the face with the Dynamite diamond ring in his fist. And then the referee didn't see nothing. This is where MJF knocked out both gun members, both Colton Gunn and Austin Gunn. That's who it was, striking them with a right hand in the process. This is where both one at a time. MJF grabs him, and like that statistic, like my statistic said, like on my statistic, like when it doesn't work the second time, the first time it's gonna work the second time, or if it does work the first time, like Let's hope it works the second time because it's gonna maybe a guaranteed it won't work. But it was like the first thing I said. It's gonna work the second time, which was in MJF's favor. He hits a springboard flipping pile driver maneuver, which I believe that's either a signature or finishing move. I think it's a signature. He flips him over, hits the maneuver. He got the 1, 2, 3, and he's the 5-time Dynamite Diamond Ring winner and remains as the Dynamite Diamond Ring holder. I was like, okay, good. Like, if it was somebody else, I may have rooted for somebody against MJF, but Juice Robinson, he does not look like a guy that's in that level. That's way high level. Like, he needs something more of a speed, like the 24/7 championship, if AEW even has a belt like that. But anyways, yeah, he still got Dynamite Diamond Ring. Do you think it was the right decision? Like me, at first I thought it was somebody else, and that's more worthy than MJF. Really? Anyway, stop slapping him, Trey. Anyway, excuse me, you say you. Anyway. Why you sound like a modern day black dad? Okay. Anyway, this is where. But what do you thought? You thought it was the right decision, like me, or do you think that Juice Robinson was ready for the Dynamite Diamond Ring? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're gonna. This is where the. Oh yeah, that's the guns. This is where both Colton and Austin and Colton Gunn win in the ring. This is where they did a 2-on-1 mugging beatdown to the Salt of the Earth. But this is where the Kingdom tried to come in. This is where Broderick Strong kept on to his word. He said, this is where he's like, come on, boys. Like the Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, they went in there, started fighting Austin and Colton Gunn in a 2-on-2 beatdown in the ring. Started beating the absolute rubbish out of each other. This is where the Guns managed to get the upper hand and got the better of the former Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. Excuse me, Trey. This is where they double close on both men out of the ring. This is where they try to continue their beat down and this is where Jay White came in. Oh, excuse me, say you. Here you go. Anyway, this is where the Acclaim came out there and ran off. Oh, sorry. Are you okay? This is where the Acclaim went out of the. This is where the Acclaim went right out for the save before Jay White can even hit him with the AEW Championship, running him out of the ring. This is where and then this is where the Guns were like, Maxwell, you and Adam have exactly what me and my brother Colton here are asking for. Or no, it was Colton that was asking, telling and asking Maxwell Jacob Freeman. Him and Adam have something that him and his brother Austin wants, and that is those Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. And then this is where MJF was like, shut your ass boy mouths up. Or shut up ass boys. Like that's what he calls them. Yeah. This is where. And he's like, it doesn't matter if it's you or the devil himself, because we got 2 words for you, and that's going, and then we got 2, and we got and he said we got 2 of us Guns and only 1 you, Maxwell Jacob Freeman. And of course, if you're not down. And he's like, you're not down with that. You got 2 words for. And before he had a chance to say guns up, this is where MJF's like, shut the hell up, you ass boys. That's what he says. My apologies for saying my version of it. This is where MJF was like, you want to shut up my ROH tag team title at Full Gear? You got it. Like, even if I have to do it all by myself. And then MJF was like, and he's like, Jay White, you're right about that one thing. Like, I will see you at Full Gear, but I'm not gonna wait until then to get my double B strap AEW World Championship back. And then he was like, and then he's like, with your Jack Sparrow looking ass. I was like, really? Like, did you really have to roast him like that? Like him, and doesn't even look like a Jack Sparrow. But anyways, let's move on to the next. What else he said? Like MJF also says, Yeah, Leonardo. No, like nobody wants to see that. That's not PG. Even though AEW's TV 14, but still, I don't want to lose my rights as the PG-rated journalist, which I'm not sure if this would even count because it don't show anything inappropriate. And he was like, and you're going to give me back my, but anyway, this is what MJF's like, and you, Jay White, you're going to hand deliver it to me personally, my Triple B AEW World Championship, because you're not on the level of the devil. Well, he lifted up the microphone, the fans said the rest, saying of the devil, of course. This is where, and this is where Roderick Strong's like, Maxwell. And then this is where MJF's like, Roddy buddy, like, you don't have to shout at me. I'm right over here. I'm 5 feet away from you. You could have just called to me like a normal human being. Like, stop screaming my name. It's already bad. He's like, it's already bad enough you're doing that with Adam. This is where Roddy's like, listen to me, Maxwell. Obviously, you're going to, obviously, you're going to, What he said, obviously you're gonna he's like, listen to me. Like he's like, you're obviously gonna pick us as the kingdom, right? I was like, why would he? He don't trust you. Like you barely help him out when he was outnumbered by the gun. So like, why would he would pick you out of all people? Like this would probably be at the point that he would probably rather pick the Acclaim, but because he also told Jay White, he's like, me and the 3 tag partners of my choosing. Oh, excuse me, say you. The 3 tag partners of my choosing, like if I win, like that's what he said. You're gonna give me my Triple B back. And this is where Roderick Strong was like, you're obviously gonna pick us, me, Matt, and Mike, right? And this is where, and no, I'm not talking about the Seidel brothers. I'm talking about the Kingdom, of course. This is where MJF was like, what, you? Like, and he was like, do me a favor, you 3. And I'm like, and he was like, not like Mick Matt and Body the Sim Strong. This is what I want you to do. And he was like, put them 2 on your lap and put it on the wheelchair. And he's like, go up right on your lap and roll off a cliff. What he said, you bland bitch. Like, which I can't say that much because 2 reasons. We obviously know about the first reason. Second reason.
You know I know how to read, right?
I know. I'm just saying that because I'm trying to make this like more like family friendly into this video. But anyway,
what's his name?
Like who?
He's a YouTuber. He's fun, I think. Not typical gamer. Nicky 30. No, it's Nick A30.
Nick A30. Okay. Nick A30. Okay. Excuse me.
I'm gonna make your pizza, okay?
Anyways,
My pizza's the best.
And this is where Max Caster came in. He was like, hey, Maxwell, buddy, like, how about you're going to choose us, right? And then this is where MJF's like, first of all, get your hands off me. Don't touch me ever again. And second of all, I don't like you. Tell that to Max Caster. And he's like, if you think that I'm going to tag with you, you got another thing coming. Like, no one will tag with you, even if it was a fire over my body. Like, let me rephrase that. I would never tag with you. I hope you understand that I'll never tag with you, even if you were the last wrestler on earth. And he didn't say all that, but I was saying my version of it. But
oh my gosh,
MJF was. I mean, the fans were booing at their scumbag, and he was like, I don't care what they think about this. Like, I'll never have you as my tag partner. Like, even if I don't have nobody else that I can back me up. And then he said, and this is where Max Caster idiotically, and Renee Paquette's right on one thing about Max Caster. He was like, so you may think I have one chance of teaming with you. This is where Anthony Bones is like, no, you goober, like you messed it up again. Like for the 3rd week in a row, he said that to him. He was like, come on. Like, damn you, Max, said that third week in a row. And he's like, damn you, Maxwell, like, because he's like, don't you know that everybody loves the Acclaim? That's what he said. Except he said it in his catchphrase kind of way. And then this is where Max Caster's like, all right, Maxwell, like, scissor me. And then this is where MJF was pretending that he was going to scissor the freestyle Acclaim member. But he shut it up. I was like, yeah, keep that closed because nobody did not want no scissoring into this moment. It's already bad enough you're romantically harassing the poor man. So why would you want to ask for a scissor when you don't want to? Here's where he shuts it up. Here's where he kept his scissoring shut. He said, what did MJF said? He said, no, he didn't say anything. He just he just walked away. Billy Gunn got pretty mad and started trying to attack, trying to beat him up. This is where both the Acclaim members, Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, was holding him back before he gets beaten up. MJF walks out of there. He's like, it looking like I'm going to find myself a team, and we're going to take down the Bullet Club Gold once and for all, and also bring my Triple B back, and also beat Jay White, in my own terms, is the rights of being AEW champion. This is where Kenny Omega came out. This is where he's like, hey, Maxwell, like, we meet again. This is where... Anyways, where was I? You said that you're going to be the... You seem like you have a lot going on here, Maxwell. Like in the last text, and then you have something that I want. The championship I held the longest, and I'll be dang if I'm second longest reigning champion. The championship I used to hold around my arms 2 years ago. Something that's no longer around your waist. So here I want Maxwell. Like, I want a match against you soon before you beat my reign. And then even if I don't have no rights to ask, and if you're this kind of scumbag that I think you are, like the fans think you are, you'll last right up my something that the fans don't. I'm not sure the fans know. You'll laugh in my face. But if you're their scumbag, you'll give me that match for the AEW championship. And if you're the championship that you want me to be, like, I think if you did that, you inside want to be, like I want that belt, Max. You know? And then, and I'm not going to be the second streak of the championship. He's like, if you didn't go to him, like, well, Max. He's like, don't be afraid to show it. And this is where MJF responded back saying, okay, how about this? I have an idea, Kenny. Like you and me this Saturday with my Triple B championship on the line. All right, bye-bye for now. Anyways, this is where, I was kidding. Anyways, this is where MJF's like, you got yourself that match at this Saturday. It'll be for my championship on the line to see who deserves to be the rights, earn the rights of being the longest reigning AEW World Heavyweight Champion in the history of this company. The Cleaner against the Devil in the main event of AEW Collision. This is where MJF the handshake. He's like, may the best man win. Kenny Omega looked like he was going to take it back to shaking his hand. He was like, you know what? He has changed at this point, so I might as well shake his hand and trust him a little bit right here on this agreement. And then MJF was like, and Kenny, he will, because he's like, my name is Maxwell Jacob Freeman, and I am better than you, and you know it. And the fans stay along with him. MJF was like, I can close on that note, Max, because all these people goodbye. Mwah. And good night. Good night. And again, good night and DN to you fans in Philadelphia. And he pulled MJF before he got a chance to let go of his hand and handshaking. He was like, "And Max, he needs 3 days, bitch." And I was like, "Wow!" Like, and even my mom was cracking up and saying, "He literally just say that, and he's." He just literally just say that, and then I was like, and he does deserve that because he said that to him like when it was 13 days of his title reign being as AEW World Champion, and then yeah, he gotta deserve that. And then Mom was like, I know everybody's going for that top, going after MJF because that's not the only guy that's after him, along with Jay White, of course. But there's a couple of guys that's setting their eyes onto the salt of the earth of becoming AEW champion. And this Saturday, it will be AEW World Champion MJF taking on Kenny Omega for defending his AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And who do you think is going to win into that bout? Do you think Kenny Omega is going to be new champion and end the reign and end MJF's reign and then he'll only be the second longest reigning champion, or do you think he's gonna beat this longest reigning champion, being the longer reigning champion, and being held that title for over a year and stay his championship until his contract expires? Y'all let me know also about that in the comment section right down below. We're gonna move on to the next match or segment, which is the Dark Order's which is the Dark Order's John Silver and Alex Reynolds taking on Hook and RVD, aka Rob Van Dam. This is where they start the match. Like,
hey, what's up, dude?
With Hook taking on Alex Reynolds. He got him in a double underhook lock maneuver, right? Standing up both men. This is where he tags on RVD to hit a double team. This is where RVD hits another maneuver. I wonder what this feels like. He tags RVD. This is where he pushed him right into the corner. This is where he tags in John Silver, like in his corner, the bottom right corner. This is where RVD's like, really, Hook? Like, they really going to do this to us right now? This is where they outnumber double team RVD. This is where they double clothesline both Dark Order members out of the ring, and also knock down Evil Uno into the process. With Hook help double teaming the three men. This is where what else happened here? This is where they got him back in the ring, at least John Silver, because John Silver was laying in ringside still in a banged up state, I should say. This is where RVD tags Hook back in the ring. Hook looked like he was getting ready to hit his Red Bull, I believe it's called. Not Red Bull, Red Bub. Red Bulb. I think it's called Red Bull. This is where he started hitting a single axe handle fist right onto the John Silver's chest like 10 times in a row, like a slowly in-ring version of Sheamus's 10 beats to the brawling. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is where Alex Reynolds hits a super kick right onto the Hook, and then ran him crashing down into the corner. This is where the referee tells Alex Reynolds to get out of the way. He's like, "Yo, get back to your post, back into the ring apron." This is where Evil Uno snuck in to try to hit a cheap shot. RVD, he tried to hit a chair shot to RVD. He ducks, hits a Van Daminator, hitting a swinging roundhouse kick right to the chair, right into Evil Uno's face, like he used to do in WWE, like his signature move. This is where he does the 5-star frog splash. I believe it was John Silver. Yeah, John Silver, of course. He hits a 5-star frog splash right onto John Silver. This is where, Alex Reynolds. He brought him into the ring. Hits a 5-star frog splash right onto the Alex Reynolds. And then this is where It's where John Silver tried to do Randy Orton's secondary finishing move, the punt kick. I was like, even if you do the move, like I would make you somewhat cool because the only person that make it phenomenally awesome is the man who does the finishing move, and that man is Randy Keith Orton. And this is where RVD run right into the way, did the smartest maneuver in all of professional wrestling tonight. This is where Hook goes for the hook, a Red Bull, or what they call Red Rum. No, not Red Bull. Red Rum, yeah, not Red Bull, but it's Red Rum, yeah, Red Rum. And then he made John Silver tap, and we got our winners, Hook and RVD, which they're undefeated in tag team action. First, it was against 2.0's Matt Menard and Angelo Parker. Now it's the Dark Order's John Silver and Alex Reynolds. And what do you think? What's next for this new successful pairing of the former Mr. Monday Nights and the handsome Tasmanian Devil? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're gonna move on to the next slide now. Is with another portrait with Tony Storm, which that's not the name of it, but this is where. This is where his assistant, It's Super Ninja Austin.
No. Now how about a Superman?
Super Ninja Austin.
No.
Even for you, Kaiser. Uncle Super Ninja Austin. Okay, whatever you say. I think it sounds a tad cooler. It's adding to the Super Ninja Austin name. I don't mind. But anyways, this is where
Laser talk.
This is where Tony Storm's assistant tried to introduce Tony Storm's little silent movie segment. Where this is where Tony Storm was like, "Shh, darling," like roll the film. I was like, just don't make your your husband, Rock Hard Juice Robinson, jealous. Like, it's already bad enough you've lost the match. The take home the Dynamite Diamond Ring, if not sell it to a pawn shop to get even make him rich or whatnot. That was his point. Like, even if you sell it, I bet you barely get it for like $50,000 to $100,000, and that's not really rich. That's just the starting of being financially successful. But this is where we got the little silent movie. This is where he said there's 15 minutes to curtain. Yeah, this is where he said 15 minutes to curtain, Tony. And she was like, "What?" Or Miss Storm, that's what he said. She was like, he's like, "I said there's 15 minutes to curtain." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And then she was like, "I'm sick of Philadelphia and this dreary said, I want to go home." And he's like, he's been. And this is where her doctor, which is possibly her psychiatrist or psychologist or whoever he is, said like Luther. And then this is where Judge was like, "Great, I'll call you Luther. I'll call you Luther." And this is where the guy in his bow tie is like, let's see right here. He's like, "Very well, madam." And then this is where he throws her an apple. She took a chunk of a bite like if she was Carlito. That's what it was. Luckily, she didn't spat it onto somebody's face. She's like, "Refreshing." And like, even though my mistake, I was lying. She did spat it, but on the ground. Luckily, it wasn't not on nobody's face. Not even her assistant himself. He was already going bad enough with putting up with her. She's like toot toot. She's like toot toot to Luther. Let's get ready to go home. He nodded his head. This is where she posed right out of the camera. And that's when it went to commercial break. But this is where And this is where we had Darby Allin and Sting in the ring. This is where Tony Schiavone presented him and Darby Allin and Sting because Tony Khan had a present for him. And y'all won't believe what the present that Tony Khan. It's shocking, extremely shocking. For those who haven't watched AEW tonight, I would recommend you guys, for those who haven't watched, to watch it when you have the time, of course. And then this is where Tony Schiavone said 35 years ago, like here on TNT, this network, Sting put in an ornament and put the profession. He put the wrestling world right on the map on TNT, and he's right back on TNT, and I'm very grateful for that from him. And he's like, I'd love to be a part of something I'd be a part of. The man, the icon that he is now, like, and we are talking about all week that Tony Khan had a very special gift for Sting. And then this is where the fans are chanting Sting. This is where Tony Schiavone's big spoke what was on his mind, what the fans' reactions to the icon from Every Man's Nightmare. He's like saying, yeah, indeed. Like, thank you, Sting. Like, I have to say so myself. I was like, I swear, like, Tony Schiavone is the underrated MVP in commentary and personality in AEW. Their version of Michael Cole, of course, like, because he speaks what's on his mind, and he's an enthusiastic babyface bird. This is where fans were repeatedly, and this was like Tony Khan is a very special guest and for Sting, and then time to bring this special gift right here to Sting, right here, right now. And this is where we heard music like, I was like, no way. That music sounds extremely familiar. And yes, sir, and ma'am Z. Like, it was the nature boy himself, Ric Flair. Ric Flair is, I'm not sure if he's all elite, but he finally made his all elite wrestling debut. And it possibly got, and the rumors might be true that he will face him at Revolution, but they're probably not going to get there yet. Because as soon as he presented himself as the gift that Tony Khan gave Sting and is on his way to retirement, like it was him, like he was on his way, like he hugged and handshaked Sting, and he was like, good to see you again, man. Like, yeah. And then this is where I believe Tony Schiavone, or was it Ric Flair, was on the microphone. And then this is where Tony Schiavone is like, Ric Flair and Sting on TBS right now, TBS Wrestling. And then they made it absolutely relevant, like it is today. And also, 35 years ago, there's the Nature Boy. He said it right out loud. And then this is where Schiavone also welcomed Ric Flair to AEW, because this is his first ever appearance in All Elite Wrestling. And then Ric Flair was on the microphone, which was given by Schiavone. Ric Flair's like, in life there are roads that are magical. They're few and they're far between. And that's that magic and that chemistry, or whatever you do in life, that makes you the best. And he's like, guys, for 35 years ago, 35 years, like, this gentleman and I set history on TBS. And then first there was Clash of the Champions, then WrestleMania, and he's like, and brother, I told I helped induct him to the Hall of Fame. And then he's like, 95 years ago, tonight is hard. Like a number to impress, enough to show his potential, and then he got one of the greatest wrestlers in history in this business, the biggest celebrities. Again, damn it, this is the nicest guy that I've ever knew in my life. Which that is true. Like, him in reality is more nicer than he is as his character. And he's like, I'm gonna say this to the bottom of my heart that that he what he said is where that when I got this invitation that to him in my bottom of my heart, like that is an invitation from Tony Khan, and he's like, I'm gonna be a part of this fan. I'm part of this fan. And I want to, like, I'm trying to come here and to be a part of Sting's retirement tour here in AEW. And damn it, and the time flies, brother. Like if. And he's like, if you're on the audio wagon, I don't know, ride around with you, bro. Like, woo! And he's like, woo! And then he's like, and then this is where he did that running to the ropes, like swinging through the ropes and doing the woo, and then did that play chop right on the Sting. And then also, and then this is where they got rudely interrupted by the father-hating wrestler, a.k.a. that's Christian Cage. He came out and he's like, oh, look at here, this Ric Flair. And then he's like, and he started making jokes and making fun of him. And he even told the fans that he's like, yeah, I know Ric Flair isn't dead. I was like, yeah, luckily, thank God for that, so you don't have to rub it to Charlotte Flair and her husband Andrade El Idolo, which he's already on AEW. And this is where and this is where Christian Cage said these words right here. He's like, Tony Khan's a billionaire, and you really have to give you a gift that's a gold chain and a liver, wherever it was. You're the billionaire, and this is what you give the Sting for his retirement, huh? Like, this is the gift, a gold chain, and Tony basically said he gave you a suit, a gold chain, and a black liver. That's what it was. As a gift, making him sound like he's like, I gotta say. And this is where he's like, I gotta say, Ric Flair. Tony, he's like, it's very impressive that you're moving around here, Rick. Like, I feel like I'm watching, it looks like I'm watching the birdies at all. Like, I just cannot even see, you can't even see the puppet strings. Like, you look very great. Ric Flair was smiling like, yeah, you got some jokes, Christian. This was like, relax. And then he's like, relax, people, calm it down. Like, I have to go through this again. We don't have to. And then Christian Cage is like, the real reason why I'm out here is to end you like before it's even your retirement day. And I'm not gonna wait until March and Revolution, where you got your start like almost 3 years ago. Like, I'm gonna end you right here, right now, tonight. And this is where the fans start chanting the F-bomb to Christian Cage, saying, "Flub you, Christian, clap, 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 clap. Flub you, Christian, clap, clap." And they were not saying flub, just like Simon Miller would say. This is where Sting started crawling on him back. This is where he says, like, it looks like a funeral has hit. Like, now, put on my music. And I was like, just because they're getting elderly doesn't mean they're going to die very, very soon. Like, so you're not going to have to make fun of, have to be a legend killer gimmick. That already happened. The guy that beat you for the World Heavyweight Championship already done that and lived it. And now move on to something newer and better. But anyway, this is where Sting got the microphone from Shivani. This is where he's like, this is where Christian Cage is like, I said hit my music, damn it, to the guy that plays their theme music into the little speakers. And this is where Sting was like, no, like, he's like, hold on, Christian, like, hold on, and then this is where he's like, oh, 1 second there, and he just sneezed out of nowhere. I'm not sure if it was part of the show or that he really did that, and that was an out-of-character moment. But either way, I think that got to be real, because that you could do a sneeze. because he's like out of nowhere, and he's like. Oh, I'm sorry, Christian. I'm allergic to jackasses. And then everybody started cracking up. It even made my mom laugh. He's such a comedic, hilarious idiot, not the dumb kind. Like, and then this is what it even made me laugh as well. And everybody's like, "Oh, like you just got roasted." And then this is where Sting was like, "First of all, Darby and I is going to find a partner against you, Christian K. And then we're going to set your challenge in 2 weeks from now, and we'll see you there." And then this is where, this is where they played Sting's music rather than Ric Flair came out of character and started laughing like, yeah, you're not the only guy to have jokes, Christian. Like, yeah, my boy Sting here knows how to come up with a better comeback than you will ever can do in your whole entire career. And then I was like, it couldn't be Ric Flair. Like, wait a minute. Like, I know what Sting's doing. Like I think it won't be looking long enough. They're not gonna be looking for a third partner for long, because I have a hunch that someone that was very closer than Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne, that's gonna be on their team. He's gonna face against his former best friend, and you already know who I'm referring to. None other than Adam Copeland. This is where we got a sit-down interview with Renee Paquette with Chris Jericho, saying like, you were basically annihilated and brutalized from Powerhouse Hobbs, and also our medical staff had to go to the hospital, and then all because of the hands of Powerhouse Will Hobbs. And then he's like, "Can I get?" So he asked him a couple questions, saying like. Can I get a medical update on you, Jericho? Jericho's like, I mean, you're right, Renee. Like, it was a destruction last week, to be honest. And then as the pro wrestler that I know in pro wrestling, I've been for the past 33 years. I don't remember when the last time I ever have a beatdown like that. Someone that Powerhouse Hobbs did to me a couple weeks ago. Like, I think he gave me 7 or 8 executive spine busters, or consecutive, I should say, spine busters. 3 world's dangerous slams in all professional wrestling. That was the only thing that was hurting me the most was my ego from years of being arrogant. And this is where Renee Paquette's like, for all the times like we have different versions of Chris Jericho, the master of reinvention of rattle these things off. But to see what happens to you in the ring with Powerhouse Will Hobbs, do you think that maybe you're getting to a certain point of your career, have a little bit of self-reflection on what's left with Chris Jericho? And Jericho's like, as an athlete and a professional wrestler, I'll say, as the Demogod or the Champion or the Wizard or the Lionheart or the Painmaker, like the only thing I have about myself is not knowing that I could be anybody. Last weekend, I could not be like I was like when I fought Powerhouse Hobbs. Like, I have to be honest with you. Like, and then the bigger and good as he is, I thought I could get over that, but I just couldn't. I just really couldn't get over against the Powerhouse, man. Like, out of the whole, these are I continue to dig with my body over and over again. So, like, there was a time in my career that reflecting to still have what it takes. I thought stuff to beat a Will Hobbs, and then there's times maybe step back a little bit, or is it there's time to get even stronger and getting more intense and more even with the biggest and the powerhouse of the Don Callis family. Like, I just need to get that self and also get I could get the more confidence, just like Chris F. and Jericho, like I used to be, and also, at the time to get, and he took off his shades before he finished. The finishing statement. He's like some sort of revenge. That's what he said. He's like the Don Callis and the whole family. He got a lot of guys in that family, and my friends. Like, Chris Jericho has a lot of friends too. And he starts smiling. And he's like, some of those friends are even bigger bigger than Will Hobbs. And then maybe it's that time to give him a call. And do you think he's referring who I think he's referring to, or do you think he's referring who I think he's referring to? That's what I got right. Like, and this could be the reunion of the Jarrett Show, of a certain 7 foot. With a 7 foot, I would say 7 foot even, 450 pounder or 385 pounder. That's in the sea swimming with his rubber ducky floaty as the 7 foot even 385 pounder whale that he is. That loves saying whale. But yeah, we probably will see that, and we probably will see a tag team match with the Don Callis family, Sammy Guevara and Powerhouse Will Hobbs taking on the reunited of the Jarrett Show, Chris Jericho, and the world's largest athlete, Paul White. No more Big Show. But yeah, and do you think that's only a matter of time that will happen, or do you think it's just some? It could be somebody else, which we all know is gonna be. He's referring to the world's largest athlete. But we're going to move on to the Trios tag team match. Perhaps the third match of the night with the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff Hardy, and brother Isaiah Cassidy coming out into the ring, taking on the Elites, Hangman Adam Page, Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks. And then, man, this was worth watching because the Hardy Boys gave the Elite a run for their money. And spoil alert, unfortunately they didn't walk out as the Trios championships, but they did show them why that they were worthy of those tag titles. And we're gonna recap that right here, right now. It's gonna start off with Isaiah Cassidy and Matt Jackson. With Isaiah Cassidy going for the headlock. Irish whipped him right to the corner. Duck, leapfrog, and a slam right to Isaiah Cassidy. Tagging Matt Hardy. This is when Matt Hardy comes in. He was like, all right, battle of the older brothers. Like, you're older brother Matt, and I'm the older brother Matt too. Except your last name's Jackson, and my last name's Hardy. Like, let's go battle it out. Battle out of the older brothers. And I guess Matt Seidel's an older brother too, if not a twin of his brother Mike Seidel. This is where he twists Matt Jackson's arm. Matt Jackson and Matt Hardy slams Matt Jackson right in the back. He tried to do a kip up, but he couldn't be able to do so. This is where he hit the chop right on the Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy shoves Matt Jackson. This is where Matt Jackson started hitting forearm strikes repeatedly right onto Matt Hardy. This is where he tried to run right through the ropes and do a super run attacking strike maneuver. But before he can run through the ropes, this is where Matt Hardy hits a sliding kick right onto. Oh, make sure you don't forget your Pokemon card. But yeah, it was great to see you, and glad to have you as a special guest on my SNA podcast. And I hope I see you on the next one, or see you again someday. Like, I don't know when, but yeah, it could be any day at this point. But yeah, it was glad having you around here, little nephew. Yeah. Man, shout out to pre-cheers, or not pre-cheers, I should say. All right, put your hands together for my nephew Kaizen right here and my nephew Isayu. But anyway, yeah, tell him bye-bye and see you maybe when the next time you come over and be on the SNA podcast. But anyways, this is where Jeff Hardy hits the most heelish move in all of sports entertainment. He slide kicks Matt Jackson's back, which the referee I did not sure seen. This is where Matt Hardy pretended that he was knees down. I was like, oh no, I hope they're not turning heel. This is where Matt Jackson didn't took that he didn't let that slide, and he tried to slide punch him right off the apron. This is when Matt Hardy slides down. Jeff Hardy. That's what it was. Jeff Hardy wins that. Like, Trey, not too much. Yeah.
It's wrestling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like just because Uncle SNA is talking about wrestling right now on this podcast doesn't mean you have to be literally showing it. But yeah, y'all have a great night. But yeah. But anyways, we're gonna Jeff Hardy slides down. This is where I was like, just because the face versus face doesn't mean you have to do everything like a heel, the Hardy Boys. Like this is where Matt Hardy does a side effect Matt Hardy slam right onto the middle of the ropes, right to Matt Jackson. This is where he pins the Matt Jackson. This is where he only got one. He only got two. Kicks out at 2.7 seconds. Matt Hardy tags in Brother Zay, which my mom always says he looks exactly like me, especially when he wears a do-rag. Even though he was wearing all red, like I'm wearing all red with the cape and mask. Even though I'm wearing my head of the table shirt. I'm wearing my head of the table shirt right now, but he was wearing the all red, like with the tank top, the silky jogging pants, not joggers. I would say the more I would say these skinny the skinny pants, these skinny caprice pants, I should say, the skinny caprice, I should say, and the red pants. This is where Matt Hardy hits a double axe handle right on the back of Matt Jackson. This is where he hits a double splash, right? A diving corkscrew splash, a double diving corkscrew splash on the Hangman Adam Page and Nick Jackson right on the outside. This is where what's his name? Isaiah Cassidy started shaking around into his legs and pelvis, like doing this, like, yeah, that's how I style. And he was like suck it, like do the cross chop. This is where hopefully I don't get restricted from doing that. This is where Matt Hardy was back in the match. This is where he started hitting strikes. The referee did not see nothing. This is where the referee didn't see nothing at first, but he's only seen half where he where Jeff Hardy hits a sliding right hand right onto Matt Jackson's face. He thought the referee didn't see it, but he saw half of it. He's like, "Yo, like keep your hands to yourself. You're not the legal man." And this is where Matt Hardy tried to distract the referee doing the Young Bucks flex, muscle flex, like the Young Bucks, both Matt Hardy and Brother Zay, Isaiah Cassidy. This is where and they started wiggling around their pelvis area. This is where and then let's see right here. Excuse me. This is where we got Matt Jackson and not Matt Jackson, Hangman Adam Page in the ring now. This is where Isaiah Cassidy tried to go for a crossbody splash, but get caught in midair by Hangman Adam Page. Here's a fallaway slam, make him do a corkscrew once again. Hangman Adam Page. Hangman went right on the top rope, hits a diving splash crossbody, which is known as the most comeback move in all sports entertainment, right onto Matt Hardy. This is where he tried to go for an underhook arm twisting clothesline to Isaiah Cassidy, but he ducks out of the clothesline. Isaiah Cassidy tried to go for a crossbody, but this is where Hangman Adam Page hit my signature move, which is the most dominating move in all sports entertainment, the Death Valley Driver, which I call it the Assassin Valley Driver. This is where he tried to go for a pin, but the referee counted one, the referee counted two, but it kicks out at 2.9 seconds. Hangman Adam Page was like, I knew that was not going to entirely go put him away, so I wasn't really going to worry about that. Like, I knew that wasn't a guarantee. This is where he picks up Isaiah Cassidy. This is where he Irish whipped him from left to right into the corner. This is where Isaiah Cassidy counters. This is where he tried to do a running clothesline to Hangman, but this is where Hangman smartly moved out of the way, no selling. Probably watch some footage of Samoa Joe's no selling when it comes to flying maneuvers. But yeah, even though he didn't walk off, he just hang on to the ropes before he drop kicks. This is where he lands it flat down to the ground. This is where Hangman Adam Page rolled him up into like an Alabama slam position, rolled him up from the ground back up. This is where he tried to hit him with the dead eye. This was which is his second finishing move, along with the buckshot lariat. Luckily, Jeff Hardy was there to grab Isaiah Cassidy out of the ring. This is where he flips my twin over to Jeff Hardy, and Brother Zay, Isaiah Cassidy flips right back up. And then this is where Goes back up. This is where he tried to hit a rolling, a ceiling string DDT right on the Hangman Adam Page. And this is where he started turning the Hulk Hogan like, oh my God, like my back. That's why Isaiah Cassidy was like, oh my God, like very painful, but worth it. But Matt and Jeff Hardy start clapping for Brothers Isaiah Cassidy, like go clap. This is where Hangman Adam Page slide over to, I believe, Nick Jackson, tagging Jeff Hardy, hits a super kick to Jeff Hardy. This is where Matt Hardy came in, try to run for a clothesline. This is where he gets super kicked as well. This is where he tried to think third time's the charm to Isaiah Cassidy, which he did so. He hit the super kick, but no, this is where Isaiah Cassidy grabs him, like spins him around, trying to hit him with a step up insecurity right onto Nick Jackson. He ducks out of the way. He landed flat face first right into the canvas. This is where third time was a charm for Nick Jackson. He finally hit the super kick when Isaiah Cassidy having double knees to the ring mat. This is where he slides back like, whoa, and still up in a delirious form. I was like, no, like don't do the double super kick like he did, like both of y'all did to me on AEW Fight Forever. No, please don't. Like, this is where luckily they did so. I was like, this is where he grabs on the I believe was Nick Jackson's leg, and then swinging it across in midair and landed and kicked, and instead kicked what's his name in the face, his brother Matt Jackson. This is where this is where Isaiah Cassidy hit the super kick on his own right onto Matt Jackson. This is where he runs right through the ropes, trying to go for a double maneuver on both of the Young Bucks. This is where the Young Bucks try to go for a clothesline, but he ducks out of it. Go for the left side of the ropes, run right there. This is where he hits a flying lifts. He got boosted up from the Young Bucks. Hits a double missile drop kick that'll probably make Austin Theory make Austin Theory envious to Isaiah Cassidy. Like the way he did it. This is where he did a kip up. His back was still killing him. This is where Jeff Hardy hits a twist of fate right onto Matt Jackson. I believe it was Matt Jackson. Hits a twist of fate stunner maneuver. This is where Isaiah Cassidy he running right to the right side ropes. This is where he goes for the left side of the ringside area, using inside the ring, using the twist of faded Matt Jackson to use as a stepping stool to do a step up poetry in motion rolling senton right on the outside with Hangman Adam Page and Nick Jackson on the outer area. This is where Matt Hardy tried to go for a twist of fate, which he successfully did to Matt Jackson, just like his brother Jeff did. This is where Jeff Hardy took off his shirt or tank top, whatever you want to call it. This is where he goes for a swanton bomb.
Where's your bucket? Wait up. What? There you go. Wow. Let's take this at my grandma's. Hey, put this in your pocket. Do you have pockets? Yeah, I have pockets. Put it in your pocket.
Yeah, how cute.
Take it at my grandma's.
Do y'all have cute little nephews like me? Let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, and then this cute little older one right here. But anyways, this is where Jeff Hardy takes off his tank top. Do go for the swanton bomb. This is where he pins Matt Jackson. But the referee went 2. Hangman Adam Page and Nick Jackson came out of nowhere. Scope for the save. This is where they start hitting their move. This is where Matt Jackson tried to do the tombstone power driver right onto Matt Hardy, where Nick Jackson goes for that front flip 450 450 springboard turned into a double pile driver, but Matt Hardy flips out of that. This is where he tried to close on. This is where Matt Hardy rolls out of it. This is where he slides on his corner. This is where Matt Jackson goes close on. He ducks. This is where he gets caught with a step up instigiri by Isaiah Cassidy, and then this is where or Gamagiri. That's what Excalibur said. This is where what's his name tried to hit the springboard splash right onto Matt Jackson, but he rolled out of the way, and then he was in the middle of the ring, which gave Hangman Adam Page enough time to hit the buckshot lariat right onto Isaiah Cassidy. This is where both Young Bucks, Matt Jackson hits the super kick to Matt Hardy, and then Nick Jackson to Jeff Hardy, and then this is where they go for the double. The double BTE trigger knee strike right on to Isaiah Cassidy. This is where they got the win with the 1-2-3. This is where they celebrated retaining their AEW, their Ring of Honor Trios tag title. This is where we got a video of a video right on the Titantron with Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana sneaking in a certain wrestler's house in the neighborhood. This is where they went right up, looking with, and he's like, if you have an opportunity, you're gonna have to find out when I get. He started mumbling some words. He's like, and then he was looking around like, you're gonna find out who's actually on top. And then this is where Prince Nana jokingly grabbed a bowl of chocolate covered raisins. He's like, chocolate covered raisins, my favorite. Who do you think you are, my mom? Why are you doing that? And why those are your favorite? He's like, I love these. Of course you do. And it's not because of your skin color you do. I don't know what's up with that, but Swerve Strickland was like, oh my God, look at this art. Yeah. It shows that I don't have no taste in art around here. I was like, really? Just because they don't see nothing like everybody else do, doesn't mean they're not special. And no, I don't mean that in a disability kind of spell. I'm talking about special. They see some some art into their into their own custom talent in their own custom way. And then he's like, yeah, there's clearly no talent in this family. And I was like, really? And this is where Hangman Adam Page runs up and try to stop Swerve Strickland from doing some damages and some robbing in his house. This is where he sat on to Hangman Adam Page's chair. This is where he's like, he looked at a little kid's bedtime story. He's like, are you doing a little bedtime story with your kids? Look at this. He's not laughing, start chuckling, mm-hmm. He's like, really? And this is where he heard the sound right upstairs. What was that? And he's like, come here, cameraman. Come on, let's go upstairs. Or go to the bedroom. And he's like, and he put the camera right into the crib. This is where he's like, hey, little baby. And he's like, what? And then last week you were for your actions, Hangman Adam Page, I meant to say that your loved ones that do. You cost me title opportunities. You took some from me, Hangman. You owe me a debt, Hangman. They said you're not here, Adam. Do you think Hangman Jr. does? No, I don't think so. You're gonna give me opportunity. You're gonna owe me something, little Hangman Jr. He's telling it to his kid. He's his newborn baby, or I said newborn, is probably a couple years old baby, or a year-old baby at least, because his wife gave birth a year ago from around this time of the year. You don't think? He's like, you're not gonna owe me that debt. So I'm gonna give you something for a reminder that your father got me in debt. And that you are forever indebted to me, and it's gonna be all your father's fault. And he tossed a merchandise T-shirt from probably AEW shop.com and Pro Wrestling Tees. Make sure y'all check that out. But yeah, he throws it right into the crib, into Hangman Adam Page's baby, and I was like, really, you came all the way over there just to do that to Hangman Page's 0 baby, Like he just literally went Stokely Hathaway mode into this segment, and then this is where Prince Nana told him like, "Come on, we gotta get out of here." I was like, "What that supposed to mean?" Like maybe one of the neighbors spotted them. Neighbors across the street or next door spotted them breaking into the house, and they knew they were not supposed to be there. They probably called 911 because obviously that's a crime to trespass in someone else's house, and also. This is going to be my newest crime encounter, like Simon usually would do. But this is going to be the crime encounter of the night, I should say. Like, that's what I'm going to call it. The crime encounter of the night, like, of them committing federal crime. Or I don't say federal. I would say a basic crime that could easily put them in jail for at least half a year. But what do you thought about the segment? And what do you think about this feud in general about Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. We're gonna move on to the next slide. We got right here. And up next, we got an AEW Women's World Championship match with Ruby Soho with her Molly Holly hairdo against the reigning first ever 3-time AEW Women's Champion, Hikaru Shida. And this is I sometimes my brother cracks me up when he always says that Hikaru Shida looks like his girlfriend, aka my nephew's mom, aka my, I guess you could say, sister-in-law. But yeah, like, because she kind of does looks like Hikaru Shida. I see what he means, but even though she's not Japanese, but she looks very similar with her facial expression, just like her, even though she's Native American. But that's a story for another day. But this is where Ruby Soho tried to go for a gory slam right on to the reigning defending AEW Women's World Champion. But this is where Hikaru Shida kicks her right in the midsection. This is where Hikaru Shida's like, come on, Ruby Soho. Like, come on, that's all you got? Like, this is where she tried to clothesline Shida, but she clearly ducks. She ducks down. This is where she tried to go for another one. She tried to do a back clothesline right behind her. Where Hikaru Shida was coming from the other side of the ropes. Is where Hikaru Shida grabs onto her arm, Irish whipped her right to the bottom left, the top right corner. Is where she try to go for her attack move. This is where she gets elbowed by Ruby Soho. This is where Ruby Soho tried to go for a flying head scissors, throwing throwing strike right onto Hikaru Shida, like. Hikaru Shida like hitting her face first right onto the middle turnbuckle of Tina the Turnbuckle, right on the top left corner, like John. But she rolled out, but she flipped her right over forward to her, kick her right in the midsection. This is where Charles whipped her, try to go over to the right bottom side. This is where she turned her right back, try to go for a clothesline. Ruby Soho ducks. This is where she tried to swing, do a back clothesline, but Ruby Soho ducks, grab under her arm, giving Hikaru Shida a taste of her own medicine from earlier. It's where Hikaru Shida goes for a springboard crossbody right off the top rope. This is where Hikaru Shida picks Ruby Soho up. This is where he tried to go for a body slam, which he successfully did so. This is where Ruby Soho's like, my back. And then this is where Hikaru Shida goes for. This is where she shot out something like. This is where she tried to strike, but before she had a chance to hit, she hit her fist right onto the turnbuckle. This is where Ruby Soho trips her over. This is where Ruby Soho Irish whips her right into the rope. This is where she hits a slamming and powerful STO move that I ever seen from a women's wrestler. This is where she pins her because she tried to execute that move earlier, but you know the rules. Like, it doesn't work the first time, it's gonna be a guarantee to work the second time. This is where she tried to pin Hikaru Shida, but she only got a 2 count, like 2.1 actually. This is where Hikaru Shida rolls her up into a crucifix roll up, but she only got 1-2 It's where they start rolling each other into 1-2 oohs, like back and forth all across the ring, all around the ring, spinning around, doing so in the process. This is where they start doing this until the next like for I'll say the next 15 seconds. This is where until finally Hikaru Shida finally got the upper hand and pinned her, but this is where she only got a 2 even count. Hikaru Shida was like, all right, like no matter, like I got a plan. And then this is like her plan looked like he about to end her for a signature finisher, but instead she goes right up on the mid ropes, like goes for a punching strike, like 1, go for a 2, go for a 3, keep punching Ruby Soho right into the head, like and Aubrey Edwards was like, okay, don't go too much. That's where she started punching like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it looked like it didn't hurt that much, but she safely hit the punches below. That's where she flipped her over into a snapmare position, or not position, a rolling snapmare with her legs. This is where Hikaru Shida was on the mid ropes. This is where she hits a missile mid rope drop kick right on Ruby Soho. And then she rolls out of the ring. This is where Hikaru Shida came in, trying to grab Ruby Soho, but she pulled on her Shida's hair, flips her down, hits her with the no future. Oh, like man, and she crashed right into Soho's leg. This is where she and her face landed right onto there. This is where lands right on this head. This is where Ruby Soho did the post like, hey, like the girl that ran away. I was like, you got fired, like Britt Baker said, first of all. Second of all, like, well, what's up with your Molly Holly hairdo? And this is where Ruby Soho tried to grab on the can of spray paint right after she pulled off the middle turnbuckle, which the referee was distracted. He was trying to put away that turnbuckle pad so she won't do anything sneaky, but that was probably the most rookie mistake move in all of professional wrestling. But anyways, this is where she grabbed the can of spray paint, shook it down. This is where she passed it right onto Hikaru Shida. She fell down, looking like she got spray painted, covering her face, saying like, "Oh my God, she's paying me in the eyes." And this is where Aubrey Edwards instantly believed her. I was like, "Oh, come on, Aubrey Edwards, you're not gonna fall for that old trick of the heel of the clever heel book." Like, and this was like, no, like, why would you do that for Shida? I didn't. You gotta believe me. I was like, if I was Hikaru Shida, I would not hold on to that spray paint. This is where Ruby Soho rolled out of the ring. This is where she tried to hit her with the championship. And this is where Taz and Excalibur was like, hey, it's clearly not on her face, so how did she get fake that for long? This is where she tried to hit her. This is where she tried to hit sneakily try to hit Hikaru Shida right in the face. I was like, Ruby Soho, are you kidding me? Like, this is not a no DQ match. Like, so if you hit her with that championship, you're gonna get disqualified, and that's gonna give Hikaru Shida championship advantage of retaining her championship. She sprayed the green Outcast spray paint on the belt, like when she was trying to intend to spray it onto Ruby Soho, but this is where Ruby Soho's like the belt, like this looks like this looks perfect. Like it'll be perfect up around my waist with this special spray paint. Like this could be a busted sky. This is where Aubrey Edwards grab onto the. This is where what's name put the belt right on the ringside area. This is where Ruby Soho started rubbing the spray painted fingers, her spray painted fingers right onto Hikaru Shida's eye, raking them around. This is where she tried to hit her second finishing move, the Destination Unknown. And this is where she thought she was going to get the win and become new AEW Women's Champion. But the referee, Aubrey Edwards, counted to 1, referee counted to 2. This is where he caused she to put her shoulder up at 2.9999, double nines, triple slash nines, and dot 0.3 seconds from being 3. Or 0.1 seconds from being 3, I should say. This is where she tried to go for a back suplex, but he called she would start elbow striking the back of the neck of Ruby Soho. This is where she finally hits the no future. She must have been double lucky, I should say. Even though she did the no future on the outside, but it probably doesn't matter. Like, as long as you execute them, and it was intercepted in the finishing move, so I mean, it could be either way, but I think she was double lucky of hitting the no future, but not lucky enough to put away the AEW Women's World Champion, because this is where Hikaru Shida hits, turned around and hit the spinning katana right onto Ruby Soho's head. This is where both women were down. This is where both women were down. This is where it got back up. This is where you realize like they're still in the match. This is where Hikaru Shida tried to go for the Falcon Arrow, but she got picked off by Ruby Soho. She tried to twist her arm and try to go for the no future, which trying to make it the third time is the charm, trying to be triple lucky, but I don't think she was triple lucky enough to do the maneuver. It's where Hikaru Shida goes for a grab onto her leg, flip her over, hit a striking knee strike, took a couple pointers from the god of pro wrestling, Kenny Omega himself. This is where Hikaru Shida finally hit the Falcon Arrow, like that statistics there. If it don't work the first time, it's gonna be a guarantee it's gonna be working the second time. This is where she pins. This is where she pins Ruby Soho, but she only got a 2 even count. This is where Ruby Soho pins her. She only got a 1, 2. She kicks out right after 2, like 2 even count. This is where what's her name? Hikaru Shida kicks out, flips her, fling her over to the bottom right corner into the middle exposed turnbuckle, landed face first right onto the exposed turnbuckle, like something similar to Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes' match when Cody Rhodes took off the turnbuckle pad, pulled it off when Brock Lesnar hit him German suplex with him, and he tripped him over, hit him face first right into the turnbuckle. It was similar to that. That's what it kind of reminded me of. This is where Hikaru Shida rolls up in the schoolboy position, hits her with the katana right into the face. She got the 1, 2, 3. Still AEW Women's World Champion. And what do you thought about this Women's Championship match? Like, was it needed on Dynamite, or do you think this was on Dynamite, or do you think it was that they should have saved this until Collision or even Full Gear? Y'all let me know also in the comments section right down below. But I think this was really great, and I thought it was really good and very entertaining and well put together. Like I said at the beginning of this video, like it was very tremendous and splendid. Like they need to do more matches like these more often. I thought this was the 4th match of the night. It had some grand slam of matches with the Dynamite Diamond Ring, with MJF against Juice Robinson, and we have we got the second match of the night, which was the second match of the night. Third match of the night was the Hardy Boys and Brother Zay taking on the Elites, Hangman Adam Page and the Young Bucks for the Ring of Honor Trios Tag Team Championships, and also this is the 4th match of the night. Hikaru Shida taking on Ruby Soho for the AEW Women's World Championship, and our main event's number 1 match of the night, which deserved the main event spot, unless there was MJF against Juice Robinson for the Dynamite Diamond Ring, but I was thinking it could be either the main event or the opener. But anyways, the Claudio and Brian let me tell you, like, before I get into the recap, go to recap mode. Like, Brian Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli against against Kazuchika Okada and Orange Cassidy was a massive banger. You need to hear it right now, which we're going to talk about right here. But before I get to that, this is where Toni Storm let her make herself known, because like earlier, like we're wondering like what is her and her assistant was talking about, something about November 18th. Like, oh, that's the same day as Full Gear, I believe. Or no, is it Full Gear or no? It's some other event. But yeah, no, AEW Homecoming. It's not Full Gear. It's AEW Homecoming, because Full Gear is like at the first Sunday of November, I believe. But yeah, who do you think is going to win an AEW Homecoming for the AEW Women's World Championship? Do you think it's going to be Hikaru Shida, or do you think it's going to be Toni Storm becoming the second ever three-time AEW Women's World Champion? Y'all let me know in the comment section right down below. This is where we at MJF backstage, like getting checked by their medical team. This is where Renee Paquette's like, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I have it's okay if I ask you a couple of questions, ask you a couple of words, like, and then he's like, yeah, sure, come on, Renee. And he was like in a serious, generous voice, I should say. This is where Renee Paquette was like, okay, like the difference when we see the intentions we've seen the intent. We've seen the tensions between you and Omega, and y'all gonna have y'all's AEW World Championship match at this Saturday's Full Gear. Make sure y'all check that out. Stay tuned to then, and also stay tuned afterwards when I do my SNA podcast Collision Review Part 11 on courtesy to the SNA podcast. This is where Renee. Anyway, not only that, like, the record of the longest reign as AEW World Champion. Now, how you feel ahead of that match? And then before he can answer that, this is where Samoa Joe's like, oh, congratulations, maintaining that diamond ring. Like, Maxwell, my boy, like, I'm a champion. Like, whoa, I don't want no trouble. Like the fact that I would know somebody, Max. Like, the only person that's suffered the lack of severe force, like, is I'm looking at your best interest, Maxwell. I have something to offer. I'll be there in person. I'll be there, your friend for one night. MJF's like, my friend. He's like, yeah, like I guess that's what's up, buddy. And he started handshaking him. And this is where Samoa Joe's like, oh, only on one condition. If you give me my rematch for the AEW World Championship after you're done with both Omega and Jay White. And then MJF's like, really? Like, it's already bad enough I already have 3 guys that's already on me. And he's like, you don't have to answer me now because I'll have my answer soon enough. In a serious, deep voice, I should say. And this is where he left the medical room. Not I say medical, I should say the doctor's room, I should say. And MJF was starting to worry more because also MJF setting his because this is where Wardlow also had a vignette. He was setting his eyes onto MJF whenever he's done facing everybody else in line. That's for the AEW World Championship. Whether if it's Kenny Omega first, second Jay White, possibly Samoa Joe third, if not Wardlow himself already being third, he's gonna be ready for it, and he wants to be the next All Elite Wrestling World Champion. And when do you think Wardlow's finally going to get a shot at the All Elite Wrestling World Championship? And do you think it's going to be sooner as we think? Like he could possibly be at Winter's Coming perhaps, or even New Year's Smash when his contract is up by then, and then that could be one perfect way to get the AEW Triple B strap off him and going back to normal as the single B black strap AEW championship. What's you gonna do? Who do you think's gonna dethrone him, and possibly MJF could jump ship and go to another promotion, perhaps more Western Entertainment. But anyway, yeah. Or do you think he's gonna hold on to the title for a little more longer and for a little while? And he's gonna be the longest ever to hold the AEW championship for at least a year and a half, perhaps. which some of y'all probably may think that, and Tony Khan's not going to let go of his golden boy, and the AEW fans is scumbag way too soon like that. But I'll let y'all know. I'll let y'all be the predict to let me the tell me y'all's prediction in the comment section right down below. But anyways, we're gonna move on to the tag team match with the Rainmaker and freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy and Kazuchika Okada taking on the Swiss Cyborg and the American Dragon, the two fourth members of the Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Castagnoli and Bryan Danielson. They're in a tag team match with the random pair tag team, and let you know this is his first TBS match, like it's TBS channel wrestling match in AEW. His first televised AEW match on a live American television since 2011 when he was in American television on Spike TV with Impact Wrestling TNA at the time, of course. And excuse me for a second. But yeah, he's doing it. Now he's finally making his on-screen TV debut on the weekly televised show like AEW Dynamite, taking on the two BPCC members. It started off with Orange Cassidy and Bryan Danielson one-on-one. This is where Orange Cassidy start off with him, and then this is where fans start saying BPCC. This is where the American Dragon Bryan Danielson hitting roundhouse strike kicks, formerly known as the Yes Kicks, forward and back, like right on to Orange Cassidy, landing him right in the back. This is where what's his name pointed out, Tony Schiavone pointed out that this is what's his name? Bryan Danielson and Orange Cassidy's first time facing each other in a wrestling match overall. I was like, that's really great, like, because I was looking forward to seeing these guys face each other. We're considering what Orange Cassidy kind of make fun of Bryan Danielson's yes kick when he started doing the shin kicks of his own, like, whoa, yeah, kick. This is where Bryan Danielson tried to go for the lapel lock, but Orange Cassidy landed flat on his back, hit a foot stomp right onto the Orange Cassidy's arm, which I believe that was the same arm that was having trouble, which was having trouble and having injuries with, like in the same one that short beard ball John Silver was messing with in his match against Orange Cassidy for the international championship. Like from this past weekend's Battle of the Belt, like, and this is where he started messing with that arm. This is where he hits another kick because he's brutally combatively violent into AEW right now. This is where he starts showing more of that proof by twisting his arm back and start bending it down into a place that it shouldn't be at. Like, this is where he started rolling. This is where Orange Cassidy started rolling, and he went flat on the ground. Went flat on the ground in a lazy manner. My bad. No. Sorry about that, people. But yeah, we're going to talk about more about this match of Bryan Danielson and with Orange Cassidy and dragging him onto the ropes. This is where Bryan Danielson did a leg slide right onto him. This is where Sorry about that. Anyways, this he's doing a leg drop right onto the Orange Cassidy. He starts trying to do a kip up, but he flips out of it. This is where Orange Cassidy grabbed onto his leg and back because it was putting him right onto like he was doing, and then he started going for the roundhouse kick. This is where he tags in Claudio Castagnoli. This is where he starts stomping onto the Orange Cassidy. This is where he did the gorilla press slam right onto him. And let's see right here. This is where he goes for a grill slam. This is where he turned into a body slam. This is where Orange Cassidy managed to get back up. This is where he tags in the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, which is the first time we seen both the Swiss Cyborg and the Rainmaker gets in the ring at the same time. They start going for a stare down like if they were in a Western movie. This is where they started going for the locking horns with their arms, like into a grapple. Okada and Claudio. This is where Claudio puts the other side of the ropes put him onto the left side of the ropes. This is where Kazuchika Okada turns him around, put him on that exact same rope, holding him down. This is where the referee's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is where he did a gentle tap right onto Claudio's chest. This is where he trips over Claudio. This is where he hits an elbow strike right onto him, where he trips him over. This is where he tried a clothesline for what's his name, Bryan Danielson. He slides down because he don't want none of Kazuchika Okada because he remembers his time when he faced him from this past June, which is the last time they met face to face back 4 months ago. And this is where he said, all right, if you don't want none, I'll just beat up your best friend. And this is where he starts chopping him. He starts smacking him right into his chest. This is where they start going a forearm and chop off. This is where everybody started cheering for Kazuchika Okada and started doing a forearm right into the Claudio Castagnoli. Claudio Castagnoli was getting boo chants. Everybody started booing him, boo, when he did a forearm right into the Kazuchika Okada's face. This is where he started going for a forearm right back. This is where he continued to do so. This is where they started hitting European uppercuts right on each other, with Kazuchika Okada doing it to Claudio Castagnoli first. This is where Claudio Castagnoli gives it right back to him. I got your number. This is where Kazuchika Okada hit the uppercut. This is where they're doing a European uppercut off, something like Randy Orton, Claudio did with Randy Orton in his WWE days. Now he's doing it with the former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. They're going back for boom, yay, and boo, yay, boo, yay, boo. And then this is where they're repeatedly doing European uppercuts, which everybody was cheering about. This is where Claudio Castagnoli came back, hit a striking European uppercut right to him, and then with Orange Cassidy tagging himself afterwards. This is where he grabs onto Orange Cassidy, trying to go for a suplex, tags in Bryan Danielson. But he balanced him, slammed him right on the top rope. This is where Bryan Danielson was like, all right. And he's like, and hits a knee strike right onto Orange Cassidy's back. That was hurting in the back of his head, too. He was grabbing onto his head ow, my head. This is where he pins Orange Cassidy, but he only got 1, 2, ooh. This is where Kazuchika Okada was there in the ring. This is where Kazuchika Okada does you gotta go for the elbow drop. This is where Bryan Danielson tried to run and attack him right to the bottom left corner when Kazuchika Okada was doing his comeback move, but he rolls out of the way. This is where Bryan Danielson tried to go for a running knee, but he hits a flapjack. This is where he only got a 2.99. This is where Bryan Danielson tried to go for the label lock, the same maneuver that he made him tap at Forbidden Door. This is where he also this is where he tried to grow out of it. This is where he stomps on right onto Okada's arm. This is where Bryan Danielson was doing his label kicks, or not label kicks, more like the spinning dragon kicks, I should say. Everybody was chanting the yes movement. This is where they're doing that like 9 times in a row because he want to make it a decade's worth of special than he usually do his opponent. And then that's what he used to do in WWE, doing 10 kicks in a row. But this is where he tried to go for the 10th kick. This is where Kazuchika Okada ducks, hits the most devastating move in all sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up. This is where he reversed out of it. This is where he goes for the Gene LaBelle lock. This is where Kazuchika Okada goes and he pins him down for a pin. This is where he only got a 2 count, but Bryan Danielson rolls him up in the most devastating move and amazing in all of professional wrestling and sports entertainment. But he kicks out of that at 2.45 seconds. Like what they say, 2.5 seconds. This is where Bryan Danielson tried to go for the running knee, but this is where Kazuchika Okada grabs him into a back wrench maneuver. This is where he tried to go for the Rainmaker. Bryan Danielson ducks out of the Rainmaker. This is where Bryan Danielson hits a knife-edge chop right onto Kazuchika Okada. But every time he do so, every time he do so, it looks like what's his name? Kazuchika Okada barely phased it. And then this is where. And I was like, wow, like he hit him so hard, but I was like, be careful, Bryan Danielson, or else, what's his name? Gunther will probably either drag you back down to WWE, come all the way to All Elite Wrestling, or even stay in All Elite Wrestling and start getting his revenge on all of the AEW wrestlers, including Bryan Danielson, Eddie Kingston, and there's a third guy that does chops that's under his arsenal, but. We'll probably talk about that more, about who does the loudest and hardest hitting chops, whether they're from WWE or AEW. But this is where Kazuchika Okada hits the axe handle right onto the Bryan Danielson. This is where he Irish whips him right to the bottom left corner of Tina the Turnbuckle from the top right corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. This is where he does this dodging backfoot maneuver like he does when every time he does a comeback. This is where he runs right on the top rope. This is where Kazuchika Okada tried to clothesline him. He ducks out of the way. This is where Bryan Danielson hits a flying clothesline, but no one home. This is where Kazuchika Okada ducks. This is where they run from both sides of the top and bottom rope corners, like respectively. They did a flying double crossbody on one another, which is known as the most comeback move in all of sports entertainment. This is where they were both men were down. This is where they start crawling to their respective tag partners. This is where Bryan Danielson managed to tag in Claudio Castagnino while Kazuchika Okada tags in Orange Cassidy. This is where Orange Cassidy tried to go for the orange punch, but Claudio Castagnino caught him in midair. This is where he goes for the Claudio sling. I was like, yeah, like he just did the Super Ninja Austin maneuver, which that's what Super Ninja Austin would have done if Super Ninja Austin would have done like on AEW Fight Forever before, like in that Casino Battle Royal when Orange Cassidy tried to go for an orange punch there, but I was nowhere home, no selling it like if I was Samoa Joe. But this is where Claudio Castagnino hits like at least 20 straight swings in a row into the Claudio swing. And then this is where Excalibur's like this flying swing. Like Claudio's like he could easily make him tap with this swing, like if he wanted to. This is where Claudio was like, okay, nope. It's supposed to be just to make him dizzy, not make it as a submission move. This is where he put him down. He puts his finishing submission move, which is the Scorpion Death Lock. Scorpion Death Lock. My apologies, my viewers. But yeah, this is where he had it locked in. This is where he locks it in. This is where he hits this is where Kazuchika Okada comes in, helps out Orange Cassidy because he was not tapped, because there was no way that Orange Cassidy was going to tap out of that. Like the only way Claudio was going to get a win if he can manage to pull off of making making Orange Cassidy faint. This is where he hits a boot right into. This is where Kazuchika did a big boot right into his face. This is where Claudio was like, "Give me your best shot." This is where Danielson tried to go on to his corner onto the apron, but he knocks him right down. This is where we've seen the Rainmaker goes for a standing body slam. This is where he goes right up on the top rope, try to go for his finishing touches of his elbow drop, which he tried to connect the maneuver earlier with Bryan Danielson, but you know the rules. If it's not going to work the first time, even though he did it on a different wrestler, but did a different wrestler, which was Claudio Castagnoli in the original time was Bryan Danielson, but he still probably would have successfully execute the maneuver because it's like that. Like if it doesn't work on the first time, it's going to work definitely guaranteed like in the second time unless you're double cursed. But this is where he elbow drops him. This is where Okada was setting up to hit the Rainmaker. He was like Rainmaker. Orange Cassidy went right up to Okada because he is his new best friend. Possibly Okada's the next honorary member of the best friend faction of Orange Cassidy. He gave him a hug. This is where Excalibur said his catchphrase saying, "You just gotta give the people what they want," and then they zoomed out with the camera, which showing the fans like cheering about this. This is where Bryan Danielson went right on the top rope on his corner in the bottom right corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. This is where they turned around, hit the double missile drop kick forward right into Okada and Cassidy. This is where Bryan Danielson got Okada right where he wants him. This is where fans are like, "Boo! Like we love you, Bryan Danielson, but not over Okada." This is where he tried to twist the arm, bending it back. This is where he tried to go for a. This is where he tried to go for a bending arm back suplex maneuver. But this is where Okada hits a Rainmaker out of nowhere. This is where Claudio Castagnoli came in there, tried to go for a flying up, go for a running uppercut. He got out of the way. This is where he tried to run up right into the ropes. Claudio goes for a flying European uppercut. I believe when those happens, like goes for a flying European uppercut, and I believe he got the 1, 2, 3. And it looks like not only they got the win, the Blackpool Combat Club kind of did, like with Claudio, and he got the 1, 2, 3. Like right after Orange Cassidy tried to go for, I believe, the Orange Punch, but I believe he hit him with an uppercut, and he pinned Orange Cassidy. That's who it was. Or he did a flying head system DDT to Bryan Danielson. Yeah, that's what it was. He did the DDT, which he got him out of the ring. This is where he hit the flying European uppercut. Got Okada out of the ring. That's when he got the 1, 2, 3. And Claudio is the winner. It got the W for both him and Danielson for the Blackpool Combat Club. And it looks like not only that, but he also earned himself an NXT International Championship match. Not NXT. All Elite Wrestling AEW International Championship with Orange Cassidy for the International Championship representing Switzerland, and then this is where the BPCC came in to check in for Danielson, I believe. And hopefully he's doing okay. And this is where the best friends Rocky Romero, Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, and Chris Statlander came out, and even I believe Danhausen, I think he just made his surprising return. Finally, no, not Danhausen. Or was it Danhausen? Oh, no, I don't know. I forget. But Hook was there. This is where he was. This is where Willer Yuta was there to look at the best friends. Like it was like I used to team with you guys, but y'all didn't did much. Not that much did not do that much. The have my potential be the. Y'all didn't have me reach my full potential. Only just giving hugs and friendship. Like and I have friendship out of these three men. Like and I know they're from the other company, but they showed me what y'all showed me a lot more than y'all ever did as a tag team. And this is where it started looking face to face. Hopefully hopefully Danielson's doing okay, and hopefully he did not sustain an injury after this match. But yeah, this was a great match, and I'm gonna give tonight's AEW Dynamite 4 stars out of 5 for putting on four banger matches and great matches to be the exact. And what y'all thought about tonight's Dynamite? Y'all let me know also in the comment section right down below. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. And if you did, make sure you like this video with a big thumbs up. Smash that thumbs up. And also smash the subscribe button. Click the bell notification bell so you can be notified when I upload my next video. Which reminds me, where I'm going to do my 22nd, part 22nd episode. Or should I say my 88th episode of the SNA podcast. Which will be the wrestling news video tomorrow afternoon, which I'm going to be doing my wrestling news video part 22, which we're going to talk about more about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that y'all guys need to know. And I'll be talking about it on Fightful, like on the Fightful's wrestling article on what's going on in the wrestling world. Make sure you check that out. And I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin. This was the latest edition of the SNA podcast, which was the 87th episode, part 11 AEW Dynamite review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And are you hyped about the AEW World Championship match with MJF defending his Triple B strap, which he does not have because Jay White stole it from him, and also facing the cleaner Kenny Omega. And who he thinks is going to win, which I think MJF's going to win because there's no way he's going to win. He's going to lose that title soon until probably for another month or two. So we're going to have to wait and see. But we're going to stay tuned. And what y'all think who's going to win, y'all also let me know in the comment section right down below. I'll see you all tomorrow night. And I'm glad that you guys watched until the very end. And for Sakara, what's his name? For Zakar Khan for shouting out to me, and I want to take a shout out to you and your uncle Tony Khan, and hopefully Tony Khan does answer my request of being all elite. Obviously joking, of course, but yeah, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow night when I'm doing my wrestling news video, and tomorrow afternoon. Until then, y'all have a great night. I'll see you guys there. Bye-bye. Super Ninja Austin, the Assassin, out for the night. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to escape out of here. Okay, done.